your website is important. Your website is critical. Your website is your best lead generator that you have. Um, and I mentioned this in my webinar. 87% of people go and search you out online before ever reaching out and engaging with you. And they are making snap decisions, snap judgments based on what they see from your website. Your website is your ability to make your best first impression with a prospect that has never engaged with you before. So if you know that your website could use some work, then if you only have $1 to invest in marketing, put it into your website and hire professionals for it. Even if you could do it yourself, that's great if you have that skill set. You would have done it by now if you were going to do it yourself. So maybe really look at, working with a web designer, content copywriter to kind of help with your website. I've already mentioned that if you have old content there, that one partner that had old blogs from 2020, 2019, remove them, and then repurpose them, rewrite them, give them a new spin for 2021, and then just go in and then republish them. And then you got instant content to kind of help you get going if it's evergreen content or if it's still quite usable. Or if you feel that you can't keep your blogs up to date, or you know that you won't be consistent with it, then don't even add blogs or any sort of articles to your website if you know you can't keep it up to date. Because I know for me, that's the first telltale sign that the business might seem small, or they may not be one that I think could work or support my business, because they can't even keep their website content up to date. So, kind of point number one. Make sure that your value prop statement is clearly evident on your main page. This is a little design thing. I'll go and check out people's websites, and part of their messaging is being blocked by a picture or an icon or some sort of logo. So, make sure that you can see everything and that everything is readable. I've seen a lot of websites where they use the term managed services. Kind of going back to my previous comment, it's a very old term. So maybe change it to something like security or risk, or something else that's more business that a business would be attracted to. And I keep copying on security because that's kind of the big trend for today. Don't list out your individual services. I see that quite a lot. Like, one that I was looking at yesterday, they listed out, they had email filtering, AV, they had backup, they had network support, they had email archiving. Like, they just kind of listed out all of their individual services. This is kind of going back to, I don't think you should do that. Either reference it as a suite, or as a bundle, or as a package, because we all know that one of those things alone is not going to help a breach. It's not going to help an attack. But if you bundle it all together and offer it as a standard services, then that's going to do a lot in reducing their risk, for them and for you. And I feel that when you show things more in an a la carte type of menu, it can make you seem small, and you may not be. You may have 50 employees and 300 customers, but when you list kind of things out like that, it just makes you seem that you're just going to allow the customers to kind of pick and choose, and it's not setting yourself up as the authoritative figure, especially when it comes to something like security. Another thing that I see, partners put on their website, is they'll talk about, we're budget friendly, or we can work with all price points, or we will work within your budget. And people, I would love it if people want to, correct me on this, but for me, I feel that's how you're going to attract the penny pitchers. They already see that you will, work within any budget, and they already see that you seem to be very concerned about the price that they pay you, and they're going to try and whittle you down more. You're going to get maybe a lot of the tire kickers, and they're going to really work to devalue the work and the expertise that you can provide businesses. So again, everything that you do, you want to present yourself kind of as that authority figure. Use real photos. That's a big trend that marketing agencies are really proponent these days is not using stock photos, but using real photos of your team. If you are, and this one MSP had a technician's commandment, what I loved, but they had books, a picture of books. Throw a picture of your team up there, interview your team, have some little known facts about your team, personalize your website, because again, this is your first chance to make a really good first impression with your prospects.